Hello everyone. Welcome to Law Simple and Pure. I'm your host Dr. Vaishali, and in today's lecture we are going to learn strict liability and absolute liability. In a law of torts, a question will be asked for a long question or for a short note. What is the concept of liability, or what is the meaning of no fault liability, or what is strict liability or absolute liability? Or a question will be asked like differentiate between strict liability and absolute liability. So let us learn everything about liability. While writing your answer in your answer sheet, please follow this pattern. Begin with introduction, then what is liability, types of liability, no fault liability, strict liability, absolute liability with case laws, and then we'll conclude our answer. So first point in our discussion is what is liability. We know that torts are basically civil wrongs and which lead to civil damages, right? Torts में usually damages is the remedy. जैसे क्रिमिनल लॉ में पनिशमेंट इज अ रिमेडी, राइट? वैसे ही टॉर्ट लॉ में रिमेडी इज इन अ फॉर्म ऑफ सिविल डैमेजेस, मीन्स कॉम्पेंसेशन टू द पार्टी. Principles of tort law originate from English common law, right? We still follow English common law in relation to law of torts. We all know that every human being has a right. When that right gets violated by other human being, that other human being is liable, right, to pay damages to the person. For example, you have a right to enjoy your house and someone tries to enter in your house. It means he is violating your right, right? And this is called as a trespass. So he is liable for trespass. He is liable to pay you. So that is a concept of liability. When someone's right is violated by someone, person who violates the right is liable to other person. So this is a concept of liability. In torts, these are rights which people generally have against the whole world. They are rights in rem. It means, see, usually in contract, it is a contract between two parties, right? So it is a right in personam. It is personal right between two parties. But in case of torts, these rights do not arise out of contract, but they are available to everyone against the whole world. Okay. So last point is, they are not contractual rights. A tort is a violation of right in rem, that is a right vested in some determinate person, either personally or as a member of the community, and available against the whole or world at large. Whereas a breach of contract is an infringement of right in personam. So right in personam means personal type of rights between parties to a contract, and right in rem means a right which is available to a human being against the entire world. For example, right to enjoy a peaceful possession of your house. Whoever tries to enter in your house is liable to pay you damages, right? So it is available against the whole world. So in torts, now you know what is liability. Individuals, they have rights. When those rights are violated by other individuals, they are liable to pay, right? So this is a concept of liability. In your answer sheet, write each and every point. So cover introduction and then types of liability. A tortfeasor incurs tort liability. Tortfeasor means जिसने tort commit किया है वो. Meaning that they will have to reimburse the victim for the harm they have caused him. जो भी नुकसान किया है वो भर के देना है. In other words, the tortfeasor who is found to be liable or responsible for a person's injuries will likely to be required to pay damages, right? So एक के वजह से दूसरे का नुकसान हो गया है. So जिसने नुकसान किया है, he is liable to pay damages to the other party, right? So ये है basic tortious liability कि जिसने भी tort commit किया है वो tort भर के देगा, right? So basically everyone has a right. If that right is violated, remedy is there, and वो remedy क्या है? Tortious liability, मतलब भर के देना है, damages provide करना, right? So this is a basic type of tortious liability. Now apart from this liability, okay, there are some other types of liabilities, and they are vicarious liability, strict liability, and absolute liability. Let us learn them now. We saw the first type of tortious liability, and वो थी fault based liability, right? अगर किसी ने किसी का right violate किया है, then he is liable to pay damages. So this is called as a fault based liability. गलती है तो liability भरनी है, right? But there are some liabilities which arise out of no fault. कोई गलती नहीं है फिर भी आपको liability भरनी है. right? So that is called as no fault liability. वहां पे कोई मिस्टेक नहीं है, फॉल्ट नहीं है और नेग्लिजेंस. सो नो फॉल्ट लायबिलिटी इज दैट लायबिलिटी विच कम्स विदाउट एनी मिस्टेक or any fault or any negligence from the side of defendant, and still he is liable to pay. And what are those liabilities? Vicarious liability. Vicarious means liability of a master for his servants acts. यहाँ पे master की गलती हो ना हो, he is liable for servants act. So this is a vicarious liability. Strict liability and absolute liability. In this lecture we will learn strict and absolute liability with all the proper case laws. Principle of strict liability is evolved in the case of Rylance versus Fletcher. Okay, so UK का case है, and in India this concept is developed in the form of absolute liability in case of MC Mehta. So this journey of court we are going to see and discuss. Before I begin with the actual topic, just remember that I am a law professor and I make lectures for all the law students, for CLAT students, for LLB students, for LLM, for JMFC students and LawNet students, or any other MCQ type of exam relating to law. So please subscribe to my channel today, and please put a comment about a lecture you want me to deliver in future, and I will certainly cover those points in my next lecture. So what is strict liability? The principle of strict liability evolved in the case of Rylance versus Fletcher in the year 1868. Strict liability states that any person, okay, any person who keeps hazardous means dangerous, who keeps hazardous substances on his premises will be held responsible if such substances escape the premises and causes any damage. Okay, so यहाँ पे क्या है strict liability? A person who keeps dangerous substances on his premises will be held responsible if such substances escape the premises and causes any damage. So if a person A, he has a very ferocious or aggressive type of dog, okay, and he knows that dog has a tendency to run out of the premises. Now it is a responsibility of A to take care of that dog and put him on leash all the time. If he goes out, like goes somewhere and bites someone, then in this case principle of strict liability is applicable. Let us go through facts of the case. Please have a look at this diagram. Okay, Rylance, he purchased a land near Mr. Fletcher. In this case, Rylance is a defendant and Fletcher is a plaintiff. मतलब plaintiff ने Fletcher ने case file किया है Rylance defendant के against. So Fletcher is a plaintiff and Rylance is a defendant. So Rylance purchased a land near Fletcher's land. ठीक है, फ्लेचर के लैंड में देयर वाज अ कोल माइन. ठीक है, सो कोल माइन थी फ्लेचर के लैंड में. Rylance wanted to run a mill. मिल उसको चलानी थी. फॉर रनिंग द मिल ही नीडेड लॉट ऑफ वाटर. सो वाटर के लिए what Rylance thought was making certain water reservoirs. बड़े बड़े वाटर के टैंक्स ही thought of fitting in his land. तो उन्होंने रिजर्वायर बनाने का कॉन्ट्रैक्ट दे दिया इंडिपेंडेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्टर को. सो ही एम्प्लॉयड इंडिपेंडेंट कॉन्ट्रैक्टर्स एंड इंजीनियर्स to construct those big tanks on his land. A team of engineers came, they inspected the land. While inspecting the land, they found certain unused shafts or channels or tunnels. Okay, tunnel थे जो रिलैंड की प्रॉपर्टी से फ्लेचर की प्रॉपर्टी तक जा रहे थे. They found it. So under the earth tunnels were there. What engineers do or did? They filled those shafts with loose earth. मिट्टी डाल दी. Okay, and they tried to fill those channels or tunnels. So work was done. Reservoirs were constructed. Once the reservoirs were filled with water, उसमें पानी डाला गया. Reservoirs got flooded after a certain level and water came down. Through those unused shafts or through those tunnels which were covered with loose earth or mitti, water went to Fletcher's land and it damaged Fletcher's coal mine. Right? So यहाँ पे क्या हुआ है? Rylance got something on his property which was not a natural use of the property, right? Usually इतना सारा पानी property पे लाके रखना is not a natural use of that property. Second thing, that water got escaped and it damaged Fletcher's property. So these are the facts of the case. Now let us see what was decided in this case. Justice Blackburn was there and what principle is provided in the case? Let us go through it. If a person brings on his land and keeps some dangerous thing, and such thing is likely to cause some damage, if it escapes, then such person will be answerable for the damage caused. See, in this case, Raylands was not at fault, right? He employed the engineers. He told them. So engineers or contractors were responsible, right? But since it was Rayland's land, he did the work. He employed the people, and that's why without his any fault, he's still liable. Second point, I'm reading it. The person from whose property such substance escaped will be held accountable even when he hasn't been negligent in keeping the substance in his premises. The liability is imposed on him not because there is any negligence on his part, but the substance kept on his premises is hazardous and dangerous. Based on this judicial pronouncement, the concept of strict liability came into being. There are some essential conditions which should be fulfilled to categorize a liability under the head of strict liability. So what are the essentials of strict liability? Number one, dangerous substances. The defendant will be held strictly liable only if a dangerous substance escapes from the premises. For the purpose of imposing strict liability, a dangerous substance can be defined as any substance which will cause some mischief or harm if it escapes. Okay, so what is dangerous substance? If it escapes, it will cause some danger or some harm. Things like explosives, okay, पटाखों से fire लगना, okay, so things like explosive, toxic gases, okay, if lab is there and toxic gases gets released out of the lab and harms people. Coronavirus is also a dangerous thing which might have escaped from some lab. Then electricity, right, electric shock, matlab electricity, these things are things which can cause harm to people. So these can be termed as dangerous things. Second क्या है? So first thing, dangerous substances, keeping dangerous substances on premises is a first condition. Second, that thing should escape. Third, non-natural use. To constitute a strict liability, there should be a non-natural use of the land, right? So explosives लाके घरों में रखना is not, you are not supposed to do that. So it is not natural use of your house, okay? Toxic gases या टॉक्सिक चीजें रखना लैब में, okay, that is not a natural use. So these type of cases. And fourth thing, it should cause some damage to other people. So four things are there. Dangerous substances, substance escapes, which is not a natural use of that land, and that dangerous substance damages someone's property or someone. So these are the four essential ingredients of strict liability. Next important point, principle of strict liability comes with exceptions. Okay, so what are those exceptions? Volunty non fit injuria or consent of the plaintiff. Okay, so if plaintiff is involved, example, A and B both are friends. A is going on a bike somewhere and his brakes are failed, and that's why he's going at a very low speed. B knows the fact and still he sits behind A. After some times, because of the brake failure, his bike hits against a tree and B gets injured. In this case, B knew the fact, right, that brakes are not working. Still he sat behind A and he cannot get any damages because he consented for it. Second, plaintiff is the wrongdoer. Plaintiff की खुद की भी गलती है इसमें. So in that case, for example, A and B went to rob a house of C. While robbing the house, because of the mistake of A, B gets injured. In this case, robbing is itself an illegal act, right? So plaintiff की खुद की भी गलती है because he went for the robbing. In this case, he cannot get any damages. Next thing, inevitable accident. Inevitable accident means which is beyond anyone's control or which cannot be controlled even after taking due care. Entire topic relating to strict liability or defenses in torts is covered by me. Okay, so there is a separate playlist in Law Simple and Pure on law of torts. Please follow it for all these exceptions and case laws. Next is act of God. Act of God means something which is caused by natural forces and which is beyond human control, and human being cannot predict them or foresee them. Those are acts of God. Private defense. While defending one's person or property, if some harm is done, then it comes under exception. Necessity. Okay. Necessity, for example, if A is going in a car and he knows that his brakes are failed suddenly and he is about to hit on someone else's car, in avoid to hit his car, he changes his way and goes in field of C and crashes against a mango tree and damages the mango tree. See, in this case, it was necessary to save people in other car, and that's why he crashed against mango tree and he is not liable. I'm sorry, I forgot to cover two more defenses, and they are mistake and statutory authority. Mistake is not a good defense. Please see my lecture on this. And statutory authority means when law allows you to do something. Okay. So while constructing a dam, a property can be taken from farmers. In that case, okay, or suppose if railway is going and because of railway, nearby houses, their prices goes down because of the vibrations coming from railway. In those cases, railway is not liable to pay damages because it comes under statutory authority. Now let us see what is absolute liability. Basic difference between strict liability and absolute liability is that strict liability comes with exceptions. Okay, so there are some exceptions. If those exceptions or defenses are there, 8 जो अभी हमने discuss किए, 8 defenses, okay, or exceptions. If these exceptions are there, then person is not liable. But in case of absolute liability, गलती हो या ना हो, defenses हो या ना हो, okay, so without any exception, person is absolutely liable. So that is the main difference between strict liability and absolute liability. The rule of absolute liability, in simple words, can be defined as the rule of strict liability minus the exceptions. वही rule है पर exceptions नहीं है. In India, the rule of absolute liability evolved in the case of MC Mehta versus Union of India. This is one of the most landmark judgment which relates to the concept of absolute liability. So basically, as you all know, we refer English common law relating to torts. So Reliance versus Fletcher or a principle of strict liability is applicable in India, okay, in certain cases. Before MC Mehta, it was applicable in all such cases, but in MC Mehta, for the first time, instead of principle of strict liability, principle of absolute liability was invented and applied. Later on, it was applied in the case of Bhopal gas tragedy and so many other cases. Okay, so basically, it is a journey of the concept of liability from strict liability to absolute liability. And what is absolute liability? जहां पे कोई भी exceptions नहीं है. So same concept of strict liability minus all the exceptions. So absolute liability means total liability without any exceptions. In case of MC Mehta versus Union of India, which is also called as oleum gas leak case. Facts. The facts of the case are that some oleum gas leaked in a particular area in Delhi from industry. Due to the leakage, many people were affected. Okay, so oleum gas, which is dangerous for human health, it got leaked from a lab. Okay, and वो gas spread हो गया, and because of that, many people they got affected or injured. The apex court then evolved the rule of absolute liability on the rule of strict liability and stated that the defendant would be liable for the damage caused without considering the exceptions to the strict liability rule. ठीक है, तो यहाँ पे ये बोला गया कि यहाँ पे डिफेंडेंट की गलती हो या ना हो, सारे मेजर्स हो या ना हो, still he is absolutely liable. What are the essential elements of absolute liability? Number 1, if any person is engaged in an inherently dangerous or hazardous activity, right? जैसे वायरसेस रखना लैब में, घर में बहुत फेरोशियस डॉग्स रखना, ओके, जैसे फेंसेस में इलेक्ट्रिक करंट छोड़ना, those type of dangerous or hazardous activities are there. Second, and if any harm is caused to any person due to any accident which occurred during carrying out such inherently dangerous and hazardous activity. Okay, जैसे tannery है and leaving the chemicals in a river, killing nearby people, so that is called as dangerous hazard or hazardous activity. Then the person who is carrying out such activity will be held absolutely liable. Last point, the exception to strict liability rule also wouldn't be considered. The rule laid down in the case of MC Mehta versus Union of India was also followed by the Supreme Court while deciding the case of Bhopal gas tragedy case. Now let us conclude. Usually a person is made liable only when he is at fault, right? गलती है तो ही liability है. But the principle governing those two rules is that a person can be made, two rules matlab strict liability and absolute liability, that a person can be made liable even without his fault. Usually galti hai to hi liability hai, but there are some cases in which without galti bhi liability hoti hai, and that is called no fault liability. And kaun si hai no fault liability? One hai strict and one hai absolute. Third is vicarious, but yahan pe hame do hi cover karni hai. Under these rules, the liable person may not have done the act, but he'd still be responsible for the damage caused due to the acts. In the case of strict liability, there are some exceptions where the defendant wouldn't be made liable, but in case of absolute liability, no exceptions are provided to the defendant. The defendant will be made liable under the strict liability rule no matter what. Okay, so defendant की गलती हो या ना हो, वो careful है या नहीं है, irrespective of any other fact, he is liable absolutely. Okay, so this is the journey of the concept of liability from strict liability to absolute liability. This is a part of judicial activism also. Okay, so that's it for the day. Stay tuned till my next lecture. Goodbye and good luck.